Hi, Louisians!
I am Prince Charlie F. Aquino, your Louisian Ambassador 2024.
I am Breanne Harriette Cureg, your Louisian Ambassadress 2024. We're here to share our stories in clinching the crown.
For the first question, could you share with us what inspired you to compete for the title of Louisian Ambassadress and what vision you have for your tenure in this role?
Ever since succeeding in the UN and English Month Ambassador and Ambassadress, it has been a journey of discovering my potential, not just by winning the event, but being the voice of the people. My experiences leading up to being Louisian Ambassadress 2024 left a special imprint, which is to amplify the voices of the youth. This is my new pursuit as I serve the Louisian community with my advocacy project 𝗪𝗪, Instilling Kaizen, Achieving Wellness. It is with great honor that it is my duty now as Louisian Ambassadress to empower the youth so that they can empower the nation.
Wow, that's inspiring, Breanne. In my case, to be honest, it was not part of my plan to join LAA because ever since when I was in senior high school, the events that I usually participate in are the debate cup and the singing events. However, when I was chosen to represent our local chapter, the Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants USL chapter in the Regional Mid-Year Convention, in the search for the Mr. and Miss Ambassadors of Goodwill, that's when everything started. When we clinched the title for the Mr. and Miss Ambassadors of Goodwill Philippines Region 2, Kuya Adonis said, "Ading, ready ka na for LAA." And after that, our governor, Kuya David, already messaged me waiting for my response. And also, Dean Alice messaged me. He congratulated me and she said, "You are deemed to be the next Sub-H ambassador." And I only take yes for an answer. And during that time, I eventually said yes. And with the support and trust of my family, friends, fellow officers from JPIA and the whole Sub-H community, they inspired me to compete and join this endeavor. And now I'm here. I'm ready to fulfill my responsibility as the Louisian Ambassador, and I'm really excited for the journey and opportunities that this endeavor has in store for me, for us.
Yes. So for the next question, in what ways do you believe you can best represent the University of St. Louis both within and outside the university community?
I believe that I can best represent USL by embodying its core values. As an ambassador, I need to recognize that I am here in this university to not just learn from the lessons from our courses, but to read the signs of the times. As a Louisian ambassador, it's important that we recognize the things that are happening around our community for us to participate and to join forces in order to help the marginalized. And I believe that with my project, with our project, we can be able to transcend the wisdom that we acquired in this university outside the Louisian community. How about you, partner?
For me, with hashtag Hope for Louisians, Instilling Kaizen, Achieving Wellness, it aims to promote 3 programs which seeks to expand outside the university through creating a non-profit voluntary organization which is under Project Shine, self-help groups in the near ever-changing future, where the trained volunteers will be deployed to other schools in order to introduce our scheme with service learning programs. Fueling our pursuit in community involvement, my advocacy will also be a great stepping stone for my fellow Louisians as we regularly create service learning programs where they can also be a part of advocating for the youth, which can showcase our core value as Louisians, social responsibility and involvement.
So for the third question, what do you perceive as the biggest challenge facing university students today, and how do you plan to address it through your new role?
This is actually a very timely question because given the recent estimate of the World Health Organization that 1 in every 100 deaths is caused by suicide, it proves that more people are more susceptible than others to these low points that we encounter in our life. The weight is difficult to bear considering the strain and everything that is going on around the world. It will help to know that we can have support from the people around us. It significantly raises our morale and gives hope to other people. Given my platform, which is heavily focused on mental health awareness and psychological assistance, hashtag Hope for Louisians, Instilling Kaizen, Achieving Wellness aims to attain improvement on how the Louisian community combats various common student stressors, provides psychological first aid, and the promotion of self-help groups within the campus. How about you, Kuya Prince?
For me, it's pressure. As students in this university, we encounter a lot of temptations and distractions when it comes to doing our academics and extracurricular activities. But for me, it's important that we focus on the things that really matter and veer away from the situations that we have no control over. And as an ambassador, I want to inspire the Louisians to do their best in all their endeavors, to always pray and to collaborate with other students, because we are here in this university not just for themselves but for our community. And if we know how to collaborate, to share our experiences with one another, we can learn from one another. And we need to understand also that we should not compare ourselves to other students. We need to focus on improving ourselves and gear towards holistic development, because in that way, we can fulfill our purpose and at the same time be a model to our community.
So for the next question, how important do you think cultural representation is in our university, and how do you plan to promote the diverse cultures within the Louisian community?
I believe that cultural diversity in this university ignites beauty and harmony. We need to recognize our individual differences, because those individual differences allow us to ignite change and at the same time bring out the extraordinary talents that every Louisian has. And as an ambassador, what we need to understand is the importance of respect. We need to recognize that we have different beliefs. However, our beliefs should not divide us from one another, but instead give us hope and give us the sense of camaraderie in order for us to achieve our goals. Because despite our differences, we need to understand that we are Louisians and we have a shared vision, and that is to pursue mission and excellence in all our endeavors.
So for me, in my perspective, I embody the persona of someone who spent 15 years in the Sultanate of Oman. So despite my entire Cagayano ancestry, I have totally assimilated into Middle Eastern's customs and culture. So being one of the diverse students in the university, I would like to foster cultural representation by doing the following. First is, of course, supporting our International Resource Center on campus to have a space for gathering for students from various backgrounds and to exchange ideas and information. And another is, of course, implementing into effect inclusive practices and policies that uphold and value the cultural variety of the campus community.
So for the fifth question, balancing academics and extracurricular activities is often challenging. What advice would you give to your fellow students on managing these effectively?
As a student, of course, it is a great challenge for me to attain equilibrium in these two areas. But with a great approach, I believe it can be manageable. The key to attain balance is time management. This is going to be the anchor to an organized schedule where we actually need to allot time to take breaks to avoid overworking. Once you achieve the right harmony, I believe that the Louisians community will be able to have excellence ignited in their student life once again.
So in my case, the advice that I could give to my fellow Louisians is be a disciplined individual. That's it. And being a disciplined individual means a lot. It's more than time management, but it's also about mind management. Because sometimes when we are inundated with a lot of tasks, we think of it as difficult even though we haven't started it yet. So I believe that we need to take one step at a time with supreme excellence. And in that way, we can be able to overcome the challenges that we face and at the same time, do our tasks effectively and efficiently. Despite the challenges that we encounter, of course, that's normal. As students, we need to recognize that we can do it. All we have to do is to do our best, to take rest, of course, and at the same time, pray, and of course, learn to communicate with your friends. Because having a support system will help us to achieve our goals and at the same time, experience the best things in this university outside and inside.
So for the sixth question, community service is a vital part of our university's values. Can you share your Louisian advocacy and your plans to materialize it as an ambassador, ambassadress?
My advocacy is entitled Project Boost, Business Optimization and Orientation Towards Societal Transformation. It is anchored on poverty alleviation and also anchored on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals of no poverty, no hunger, decent work and economic growth, and responsible consumption and production. My advocacy aims to equip our micro-business owners, sari-sari store owners, talipapa vendors, small farmers, and other sellers within our community with financial management skills, knowledge and awareness of government services, and at the same time, regulatory compliance prowess, which they can employ in order to run their businesses effectively, efficiently, lawfully, and sustainably. At the same time, this advocacy aspires to invest in the power of financial education and collaboration, particularly with the Department of Trade and Industry and the Negosyo Center under that agency in order to help our micro-business owners. Also, Project Boost aspires to invest in the power of the youth. We need to enhance youth participation in our projects in order for them to have a clear vision of what they want to achieve and become entrepreneurs as well in order to help our community. Incorporated with Project Boost is of course a creation of an organization, a help desk comprises of students from the different departments of our university, and at the same time, we shall be collaborating with the Department of Trade and Industry as this institution will serve as a resource speaker to our micro-business owners for them to be equipped of the relevant financial skills that they need to possess in order to achieve success in their endeavors as micro-business owners. And I believe that as one Louisian community, we can transform our society. With Project Boost, we can ensure the increase in the quality of life of our citizens and at the same time, help our economy.
For me, my advocacy has three main phases, which is to be carried out later this year up until the end of my reign as Louisian Ambassadress. I wanted to create a sustainable advocacy that would not end even after my reign. This led to the proposal of creating an organization which will include the volunteers for Project Shine and will be heavily mounted on the support of the Supreme Student Council and Supreme Learners Government of the Basic Education School. The two supporting phases is the Project 𝗪𝗪 and the Psychological First Aid. Project 𝗪𝗪 is the introduction to my advocacy, which will be spearheaded by the selected resource speakers to create an awareness campaign to the Louisian community. As for Psychological First Aid, this proposes a new scheme of annual counseling for all students. Lastly, the program of self-help books are under Project Shine, which includes the long-term imprint of making books that include advice on how to recognize early indicators of emotional distress and provide appropriate advice from professionals. Therefore, I urge my fellow Louisians to empower me with their trust and support as I empower them with Project 𝗪𝗪.
For the seventh question, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Kuya Prince.
What qualities do you believe make a good leader? And how do you plan to embody these qualities in your role as Louisian Ambassador and Ambassadress?
So, being the student council president in my previous school, I would like to highlight servant leadership. I personally experienced that if I desire to work for the greater good or to make an impact, servant leadership will be the right approach. So being the Louisian Ambassadress, I would like to embody these following qualities. So first, I want to foster a spirit of harmony and collaboration among Louisians, forming alliances to tackle common issues and work toward my advocacy objectives. And next is, as we are living in an ever-changing society, I should exhibit resilience and adaptability in the face of difficulty or change. I must overcome obstacles and disappointments and lead the Louisian community by staying adaptable, creative, and resilient. How about you, Kuya Prince?
Visionary, good communicator, and empathic leader. Those qualities for me define a good leader. A good leader has a clear vision of the goals and objectives of the team what they want to achieve, the things that they want to implement in order to help one another and to achieve a common goal. And a good communicator, because as a leader, you need to communicate with your fellow students, with your co-members, in order for you to have an effective flow of information and at the same time be able to execute your plans well and collaborate with necessary agencies and other organizations in pursuit of your goals and objectives. And of course, empathic leader. As a leader, you need to recognize the needs of your community. So that's why it's important that you put yourself in the shoes of others for you to realize that there is really a need for you to take action. And with that action that you perform with your fellow officers to your community, we will be able to ignite change and of course make that action into habit for us to have a continuous engagement, and that allows us to immerse ourselves to our deeper communities and at the same time help them achieve their goals in life.
So for our 8th question, with environmental concerns becoming more pressing, how do you plan to involve the university community in sustainability efforts?
We must be very grateful because in our university, we already have projects and campaigns that help our environment. We have the Kaibigan ng Kalikasan program and also tree planting activities being conducted by various organizations in our university. But for me, we need to recognize the need to enhance students' involvement in these kinds of projects. We need to instill in them the awareness and at the same time the knowledge that they need to have in order to perform their duties as members of our community. We are not helping our environment and we are not participating in the activities of different organizations for the sake of compliance. We are here in order to take good care of our environment. And that is something that we need every student to realize, the need to take good care and to take action in order to help our environment. At the same time, as a university anchored on research and development, it's also important that we invest in the power of research and innovation to gather ideas in order to live and have an eco-friendly environment within our university and at the same time adapt to the changes that we are experiencing in order to help and extend the learnings that we have from this university to our community. In that way, we are building an environmental friendly world where everyone is equipped with the knowledge and awareness leading to the creation of a society that is inclusive and at the same time a society that is an eco-friendly one.
I totally agree with your points, Kuya Prince. For me, engaging the university community involved in sustainability initiatives is truly essential to solving environmental issues. So there are some ways on how to do so. First is by educating the stakeholders by launching campaigns such as workshops or seminars to increase public awareness of sustainability and environmental challenges. And second is by collaborating with the USL SECA's student-led sustainability initiatives and providing support to their projects focused on environmental conservation. And last is by integrating sustainable practices into our campus operations, just like our KKP, by minimizing the production of all types of trash, promoting eco-friendly practices, and reducing energy consumption.
For the 9th question, mental health is a crucial issue among students. As an ambassador, ambassadress, what initiatives would you propose or support to promote mental health awareness and support within the university?
As this is a main focus of my advocacy, #Hope for Louisians, instilling Kaizen, achieving wellness, my initiatives such as the execution of comprehensive integrated services for emotional well-being and mental health for all students, increase awareness concerning the mental health continuum, lessen the stigma related to mental health illnesses, and providing outreach and counseling to prevent suicide are great ways to combat this adamant issue of mental health. The plans and programs that I have under my advocacy, namely Project 𝗪𝗪, Project Shine, and Psychological First Aid, strives to create an environment in the university where we can find support in other people and find hope even in our difficult circumstances. How about you, Kuya Prince?
First, I want to say that we are not alone in our journey. As an ambassador, I would like to support the conduct of educational workshops and having peer supports program in order to help the Louisian community. And in partnership with our Louisian Ambassadress in conducting Project 𝗪𝗪, instilling Kaizen, achieving wellness, we can be able to create a conducive learning environment for all Louisians and at the same time reduce the stigma of mental health, because we need to recognize that it is a serious concern and everybody should participate in order to build a friendly community in order for us to achieve success in all our endeavors. For the last question, where do you see the role of Louisian Ambassador Ambassadress evolving in the next few years, and how do you hope to contribute to this evolution?
Being the first ambassadress of the Basic Education School, I believe that my victory as the Louisian Ambassadress gave hope to the youngest department of the university. I hope that they saw that even with the small voice of mine, I used my platform to create great waves of change, and that the plans and programs that I have presented to achieve the crown will not only be words of promise, but actions of change. During this reign of mine, I would like to strive to create standards where future advocacies of Louisian ambassadors and ambassadresses will be sustainable and long-lasting to create an effect not only in our university, but our local communities.
Okay, that's amazing. And for me, as time passes by, I believe that the role of a Louisian ambassador and ambassadress will have a broader scope of responsibilities. With the changing demands of our community, we need to be adaptive of these changes in order for us to create solutions, in order to mitigate the concerns of our community. And even though I will graduate soon from this university, I also want to pay back. And for me, that's essential. And I'm excited to witness the journey of our future Louisian ambassadors and ambassadresses. And I hope that I can help them in fulfilling their advocacies, and at the same time, helping them in their role as Louisian ambassador and ambassadress, more than being the face of the university, but in pursuit of mission and excellence.
Finally, a message to Louisians in their pursuit of mission and excellence.
To my fellow Louisians, first, I want to commend your hard work that you manifest in all your endeavors. We have come so far together. There are a lot of challenges along the way, but with our relentless dedication, I believe that we can overcome those. In pursuit of mission, let us always embody the values that make us genuine Louisians, and that is to make a meaningful impact on our community. And in pursuit of excellence, let us showcase our resilience to achieve success and become excellent, not just in academics, but become excellent in true to our mission, excellent as an institution, and excellent as people for our community. How about you, Breanne?
As Winston Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. When we feel like we're losing control, it's important to remember that success is not a destination, but a journey. As we continue our pursuit of mission and excellence, let us remember to be resilient in exercising the value of Kaizen, which is not to be stagnant and attain continuous improvement in all aspects of our lives. Let your actions be the voice of your words. Exemplify the Louisian core values to our community as we forge ahead our ever-changing future. Let us keep striving, keep believing to be the hope of those around us. Thank you, and God bless you all.